All right, so I just
People
hit,
are you gone?
yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I just hit the record right there and see if that messes us up. But yeah, it seems to be kind of okay right now. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to the part where um Klaus, captain of the MV Plunder Donkey, feels like I've lost my station, but more importantly, I lost my first mate. She stands from the bed and assumes an aggressive stance. You can see the canines kind of showing at the end. She towers over you. You are very fit, but you're more thick than you are tall as she stands over you. She goes like, "How? Give me the information to get my first mate out. Tell me what happened."
Uh, she indeed tried to strangle Sapphire Crux. See a little bead of sweat starting to form, running down this Mr. Crystal's temple.
Which is now canon. They can sweat. All right, we now know that. All right, I'm gonna put that down. Sweaty Iliods. All right, perfect. Um, she is going to try and force the information out for you. And this is part of the mechanics that I just wrote a whole bunch of stuff out. She's going to try and make you honor bound about it. And so we're going to see if this works. She doesn't have very many dice, though. She is the aggressor. She is trying to make you talk. I have a 9, and you are going to have to defend with valor. I would guess probably panache to try and keep that from her. Probably makes the most sense. But I only get a 9.
Also a 9.
And let's see now. One tension point and two.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn one of those to weasel out of this. I think
Okay.
because I know this is not good.
So what that means though is that you're not compelled to tell her. But in a role playing sense, if you still want to tell her, you can. But you do break the promise that you made with Ithaca, which would cost you 2 honor anyway. So
Uh, I I I don't know that I know anything that would help you get Ithaca out of the brig. I mean, you have what's in the box. You have her what I did to her, uh, and I wanted that back to her, but I'm afraid I can't. I won't help you.
noted. When you're down there, if you're the last person left on that planet, you'll be left behind. Get the rest of my crew back in one piece. You are dismissed.
Yeah.
Okay. So that I did my scene. Now it's your guys' turn to put it together a scene or just get together and talk about it. So here are your, I think from the last time that we talked, the big dramatic cliffhanger that we ended on was that Goldine, the science officer, scanners picked up movement on the planet surface that was not a steamander or a magma balloon bursting. It was 3 or 4 of what looked like very large crustaceans, and like I'm talking like 4 feet, like what diameter. Kind of a think of them like crab centaur sort of deal. Okay, lower half crab, upper part rocky, stubby humanoid, and they were in a prostate position, facing what you can only assume was towards your collection of ships. Now, you have communications to other ships. Everyone's got the same goal here, except for the Warhawks. They're just here to make sure you guys don't blow each other up. They were hired by the Grand Alliance. So then you have the rest of the crew with you, led by Royce is kind of the away team. You've got, let's see now, Sheila is, I don't know, figure out who you think you need to take down there, right? You're going to need Royce because he's the head mechanic in drill. Royce wears himself a silk shirt like this, and he's got two protruding brown horns made of kind of shell, sort of coming from his forehead, as he talks about. All right, what I see the problems are threefold to try and make this excavation work. One, we have a drone we need to get by first. Whether we evade it, try and attack it, but we're not a warship. We don't have that type of firepower. Plus, Sheila got pretty well beat up on the way on there. She's healed up a little bit, so I don't know if she'll make the jump with us. Uh, then once we get down there, there's the volcano, which seems to be a larger source of the energy, much larger spike, but obviously way more dangerous. It is crawling with steam enders, magma blooms popping almost every time. It also seems to be a place where the gravity is the most unstable, let's say. Further away, a couple of clicks, about let's say about 25 clicks or so, is these gentlemen over there that we just saw with these strange land formations, and there is a slight trace of the energy readings coming from there as well. So we must avoid the wildlife, avoid the drone, get our place into a drilling situation so we can grab whatever this energy source is and get out of there. Now, I would like to take Mixie down as our main hauler. Uh, Mixie is the kind of the quad quadrupod robot sort of thing that totally squashed that assassin um, that was on the ship earlier, just shattered it from stomping on it. But that's all it Mixie's really kind of good for. And you think maybe a robot of some sort? It's like I think Mixie needs to go. Let's see now. Who else? Who else do we need here? Uh, let's see now. I had everyone's name here and then I lost it. Oh, it's all the way over here now. I didn't flip the right sides. There we go. Boop, boop. There we go. All right. Mixie, myself. I don't know if Sheila's up for the cause. Oh, Klaus has to stay with the ship. What, I suppose you three will be making the trip with us to protect us? Oh, and isn't there that other lass? Lycia steps from out of the shadows. Goes like, yeah, I'll come. She steps out of the shadows and she's got the black kind of skin tight space suit on it. She's a Harvin, so she's very tall, very gaunt. And parts of it are ripped from being exploded into space, basically. And you can catch little tattoos across the top of her skin, which, Gareth Carr, as a fellow Harvin, tell the story of her life in tattoo form. You guys' language is pictograms. And so if you could see more of her skin, you would know her whole history and past, part of her traditional uh, thing. So she steps forward. She's got kind of a light, tawny type skin, very gaunt, kind of maybe the bare hint of a canine with long ears tied back so they don't get in the way. As she's seems to be putting a knife here and a knife here. She's like, yeah, I'll go down if you need more protection, some more muscle. I'm not much for drilling, but I'm good in a fight.
So it's the three of us: Mixie, Sheila Rose, and Lycia.
Royce, not Sheila Rose.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Yep, Royce.
Do we
That's
not
me.
need Goldine?
Goldine stands off to the side. Is like, I would love to go. I This is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. It's way better. Like, I just sit up here all day looking at rocks. Now I am terrified though. Um, yeah, as a science officer, I should probably go, shouldn't I? kind of looks at Royce, and then kind of looks, since Gareth Carr, you're the one that bring it up, he kind of looks at you, like, yeah, yes.
I think the more sciencey people we have down there, the better, right?
Royce sits there, and is like,
We gotta we gotta science this thing.
ah, all right. Let me get my list out. Royce, Mixie, Goldine, Lycia, and you three. All right, that should be enough. We can fit 8 into the away vessel. Make it down now. Who is going to be piloting this thing? Sheila's not up for the task.
My crew's a 0, so I'm not necessarily the right one here.
I think it's me.
Yeah, I think it is you. I don't think it's me.
You'll be piloting us.
Yes.
All right. It's all of ours. It's all of ours covenant here. What do you think is the best route here? We've only gone from we've never had live firefights before. This is much less competition. We're always getting on the other side of the asteroid doing safe drilling. This is above our pay grade for sure.
Of ours, we do this thing all the time. That's what we do.
Ah,
Everything that I'm saying, I'm looking at like little half glances to the girl, right? Like that's the only reason he's talking right now.
okay.
A few things we have to figure out though. This drone, where is it coming from, and what are we supposed to do if it shows up?
We've never faced off against a drone. We would never. We avoid drones. That's what we do. It's the plunder
Well,
donkey, not the laser and fighting machine.
right. Well, we need to find some way that we can detect this drone before it can get to us and slice us into pieces, right?
Goldine speaks up, is like, "Oh well, I mean, we've got scanners that we think. Now we know that it won't go. It has to stay within a range of atmospheric pressures. Now, with the unstableness of the gravity from the planet, they may alter from time to time. But we know it can't go out into orbit. But we also know if it comes down too far into atmosphere, it will burn up.
So we can try to outrun it, get to Atmo before it does. Um, which just means fast flying by Ludwika, which she can totally do. She's a great pilot. Uh, but of any chance at all, Goldine, that when the you were recording anything when the drones were attacking, like we can get a signature, like maybe they emit some sort of energy signature that we can pick up on before it gets to us, so we can figure out where it's coming from.
Well, sure. Yeah, actually, I can locate it right now if you want to. That's fine. It's always on a steady orbit around this planet. It can't
Okay,
leave the orbit, so it's always around. It's not a very big planet, unfortunately, so it can kind of get to us pretty fast. In the time that we need to do that drop, we may be under strafing fire, unless we can work with the other ships, but I kind of doubt that they will be open to us.
probably not. Can we figure out how long it's going to take us to be able to hit Atmo before, at its longest range, can get to us? How much time do we have?
Sure, you can do that. Um, if you give me it's gonna be working with computers of some sort, doing some sort of like mathing, right? So we can do like an inquiry. Um, anyone else have something narratively that might work here? Lore?
Lore wits.
Yeah, I can
Maybe
kind
a
of see
little
that
bit
because
about
it's more it's
science.
knowledge stuff, right? Yeah, I would be fine with that. You only need to get a 9. And what this is to try to figure out when it's at its furthest orbit away from you to try and get for the drop. And they'll give you a +3 total to your whatever crew check that you need to make.
Sure. Would a rigging vigor be better? Like a mechanics check, or do you think it's more of a science check?
I think it's more of a science check for this one.
Okay.
Now, if you did wits rigging, I'd be fine with that too, or weave.
I'll
Would
give it a
me,
shot.
I know this is Gareth doing it, but would me doing like a crew navigate to be able to pinpoint places and
Oh, yeah. Sure, that would work too. I think that'd be good.
I'll do a computers check then. I'll do a rigging wits.
Okay.
And you said I got a plus from the crew, +2?
No, 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 no. That this will, if you get this will give you a +3 to your crew for whatever your action is that you're trying to do. Okay, you got it.
Got it.
Just for my curiosity, can you roll a d6?
Sure.
No particular reason.
That's a 5 in a completely hypothetical sense.
Yeah, perfect. I love 5s. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm going to trigger the tension table.
Oracle's big time frozen for me. Anybody else?
Uh-oh. Who's frozen? Whoa. Are we
Hey.
back?
Yeah.
Whoa, that was crazy. Okay.
great until right then, and then suddenly you were
I don't.
like completely frozen.
Whoa. Okay. All right. I'm going to trigger the tension table, but I'm not going to do anything right this second. I got it figured out. I know what I'm going to do.
Mm.
Okay. So, you got the 11. Nailed it. And
Sorry.
oh, you're fine. We can't hear that at all. You're fine. Sally can go nuts and we can barely hear it, I'm sure. Who
No,
doesn't
it
pick
was
it?
my reaction of gross when she got
Oh,
the slobber all over the table.
fair enough.
You didn't
Okay.
even hear me.
All right. So what's your guys' plan then? This is your scene. What do you want to do? As all 7 of you are kind of around like the in the bridge of the planning part, trying to figure out what you want to do.
This sort of thing before. He has a general idea how this stuff works, but is not like the thing that he's best at. And he just kind of takes a console and is like, Ludwika, I'm pretty sure, and like starts sciencing things himself. And I think it makes sense to you. Uh, think, right?
Doesn't make sense to me. Do I need to confirm his calculations?
No, it makes sense to you.
Oh no.
Oh, no, am I still frozen
Uh,
again? Oh,
You have your moments.
kind of in and out. Yeah.
all right. Well, this will be interesting going back. Yeah, you can understand it just fine.
Okay. It seems accurate. Okay, cool. Yes, that seems apt, Gareth.
So I think that we're gonna have our next window in about 12 minutes. Are we ready to go? Suit up.
Do it.
All right.
Belt
What does
in.
this what does this look like when you guys suit up?
Uh, I like my work, and I've worn around like my workspace tuxedo situation, right?
Yeah.
That I have like the utility belt, and I have like my grappling spike launcher that I make sure I have my blaster, uh, make sure it's charged up, put that in its a couple different knives, and I look at my daggers and kind of like clean them off. Uh, that stuff. I really don't. Um, this might be a stretch. I'm going to ask the Oracle, and I'm not going to ask the crew. Um, is jetpacks, is that a thing that would be like around like normal on a ship to use?
Yeah, great question. I don't think jetpacks are probably very viable. Um, what they normally do is they just clip themselves to the ship or have like magnetic boots.
Okay, that's fine. Uh,
Sally, go lay down.
oh. uh, and then I'm gonna check Lycia, and I'm gonna ask her if she needs anything, any gear that would help out that we can provide.
Uh, she looks deep into your eyes, is like, well, we'll have to talk about that once we get back on the ship from the mission, don't you think?
Just try not to get killed, okay? I'll turn around and walk away.
As you walk away, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Um, okay, perfect. So we know what it looks like when Gareth Carr suits up. What about Ludwig and Mr. Crystal?
Or anything? I don't
I
know
was
what
gonna say, I don't- but also wish that I can't just like not. I guess are we actually needing to go into space? If it's just putting on like a flight suit kind of situation, then no. I have like I envision that maybe there's some kind of like visor, like almost like a VR glasses that kind of help me know
Sure.
what I need to see at any given time. Is that something I can have? Something
Yeah.
technological, like Google glasses that have like the view from behind and like the view from here and
Well, maybe not that super sweet, right? Um,
yeah.
not yet.
But I have something
Yeah,
but
something.
like something that kind of just helps me get myself in the zone for piloting.
Yeah,
And special
perfect.
gloves. I also have special gloves because you got to protect the bacteria in my hands.
Well, yeah, of course. Perfect. Okay. Mr. Crystal?
Yeah, gonna go trim down. Got the big brown belt with the big silver buckle on it. Got the lucky bracelet snapped on. Probably a sort of shoulder harness with a shotgun type projectile instrument on his back. Something big and heavy, right? Something big and bulky, befitting his sort of big hands and ability to take some kickback. Um, and then probably gonna look for some gloves that'll allow me to handle hot stuff just in case and tuck those into the belt. It's gonna be real hot down there. I might have to be grabbing onto one of either these lizards or rock or something. So a little bit of safety gear.
All right. Perfect. Royce is wearing his best kind of Japanese print silk robe over some like uh workers overalls sort of deal. As he takes what would be like this era of matches to light a cigarette before going down. He is just kind of going over Mixie to making sure all the parts and nuts and bolts are all put together on Mixie, and just kind of gives it a hard slap on the top, going like, "Yeah, you can fit so much taller into this thing. Ah, so good." Goldine just is just like buzzing with excitement. He doesn't really have any travel clothes per se. So he just takes one of his lab coats and he just kind of like takes something to tie up the ends of his wrists in the ankles so it's not just free flowing around so he can just walk around with it. And then Lycia just tries to take whatever oils that are about and cover up the skin so it gets darkened up like the rest of her skin suit. She kind of so it hides all the tattoos on there. as she gets ready and makes sure her ears are tied back, getting ready
Mhm.
for launch. Now, what you haven't told me is where you're going.
Do we have to go towards the volcano at all?
I seem to remember there being like two options.
That's right. Like there's one that has a bigger yield, but is more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have really, really frozen up then. Okay, so yes, you have two options. Is what you from the scans, and this is what the long range scanners originally pinged, was probably the cache of energy um, from in or under or around the volcano. Now, the problem with that is that there is incredibly high level of steam mander activity over there and lots
Mm.
of magma bloom popping
Ooh.
over there. It's just teeming with that sort of life that makes it incredibly dangerous. Plus, much less of the active lava flow coming out of the volcano. That also seemed to be the planet is a little bit unstable, and it seems to be that the gravity changes seem to be more prevalent around the volcano. Now, about 22 clicks to the east of there is these kind of strange land formations you can't quite tell from the scanner, trying to get through the red dust and the whatnot to try and figure out exactly what it looks like. You can't quite get there, but there's some little smaller mounds with one larger mound. You're getting some energy readings from that direction. They're a lot smaller, a lot less. They're coming from, but that's also where the crab tars, for lack of a better word, are at.
I get it now. Woof.
We ain't afraid of no crab tars.
We're not.
Okay, maybe we are. Yeah.
Who are you gonna call?
uh, Ludwika, you're the big brain on this. I want this just to be the three of us, right? Like, as everybody's like suiting up, and we actually kind of huddle in a little close and be like, seriously though, what are we doing? And um, Ludwika, what do you think? Which site's better? If we're making first contact with the crab tars, there's could be a whole mess of problems. We there might what we're reading might be like their little like family homes that we're gonna drill through and kill them all, which I don't feel great about doing if that's a possibility. I also
Agreed.
don't want to get destroyed by a volcano slash gravity slash magna plants slash steam manders. That all sounds bad too.
Mhm. So you named one bad thing at the one place, and you named four bad things at the other place.
Well, genocide, the other things like I don't know.
Ooh, we can probably avoid genocide since
Oh,
we
then
know they're there.
that's all I needed to hear. Let's
Yeah,
get
if we didn't
let's
know
head
we were
towards the
there,
chapter.
it could happen. But I think because we know they're there, we can plan to not do that.
Perfect.
What is your problem?
I don't have a problem, but thank you for asking, and thank you, Ludwig.
Yes.
Oh wait, you have a mud wump with you.
So we're not going for the crab tars?
We are going for crab tars.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. We ain't afraid of no crab tars.
Yeah,
Let's roll. Let's roll, everybody.
that's what we're
We
doing.
Yes,
are
with them.
we're ready to rock and roll.
All
We
right.
are
I think
suited up. We are armed. We are ready
also
to go
I'm
make
all
some new
about learn.
friends.
I mean, any of these places would be a great place to learn about new things that I don't know about.
Yeah, so this is great. Good.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Let me put a little note here why I have that. Okay, great. Okay. Intro Mission Impossible music in the background. Bow, dow, dow. As you slow walk into the drop shuttle, as you realize that you're 8 would have been almost impossible. 7 is crammed enough as it is, especially with Mixie. As you get into the seating part of it, the underneath part of it, the carriage part, very spacious, very nice. You would not want to ride in that because it doesn't have inertial dampeners or anything like that. But so you kind of cram yourselves in there, like, all right, well, Ludwika, you're at the wheel. The 12-minute mark hits. Tell me what it looks like as you are the hooks release you from the MV Plunder Donkey,
Mm.
drop you into orbit. Tell me what that looks like as the scanners, Goldine is got a tight look on the scanners as the drone reorientates itself and starts screaming towards your position.
Um, I mean, I think you described it pretty well. What else do you want to know? You
What
said
do you?
hooks release us, and suddenly the drone is
No, the drone is the thing that's coming to kill you.
right.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, I was like, you just described what it looks like when this happens. I don't understand what you want from me. What am I doing? Yes.
Yes.
Um, I'm taking, well, describe what it looks like. You just described it. Anyway, I'm taking what Gareth calculated, and I am aiming our ship in that direction at that speed based on the calculations that have been confirmed.
I'm just gonna be behind her. I'm just gonna be saying, like, sort of under my breath, almost, but faster, faster, faster. We need to go faster, faster,
But I just
faster.
like I have, like I said, my gloves, and they're on the thing, and I'm just like getting us at the perfect angle because if I don't get us at the right angle, then it's not going to do any good if I go any faster.
We go faster though.
Would
But I'm not.
you would you like to do a bonding scene right here before we roll and see if you're totally blown out of the sky or not? If not, that's
Like, would
fine.
Wick and I have a scene together?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you
Sure.
maybe just witnessed the scene. It's me being like,
Okay.
"We gotta be at the right angle," and him being like, "Faster," and
Okay.
I'm like, trust me, I got this." And I'm gonna get us at the right angle, and then I'm just gonna like shoot. Like,
All
you don't
right.
need me going faster the whole time. You need me going faster one time at the right spot.
Ooh, I like that. It's a good comeback. All right.
And I
So,
think Gareth Carr knows this. Gareth Carr can't pilot this thing, but like my fingers, like I'm like we're all crammed in this thing, and my fingers are like on the back of her chair, and like I'm like they're like piercing like the little faux leather on it as I'm just like
I
this is
also
my plan. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna feel real bad,
I
and
mentioned
but
my
I can't do anything about it.
I also think I mentioned my gloves like holding the steering thing, but I think there's like this little like band of bacteria that like is ready to push the button to like launch us.
okay. Perfect. It's screaming over. So you are doing a piloting check. You're just trying to go
Yeah.
faster than with the drone. You're not trying to fight it. You're not trying to do anything else. Just speed.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Now, unfortunately, this is a drop shuttle. You're gonna -1 die to it. It's not built for speed, right? It's
Sure.
not its thing. But you do get a +3 because you calculated that it was gonna be further away on the other side, right? Now, we don't often get checks like this where the other two characters have all the freedom in the world. Now, Gareth Carr for sure is aiding in this. What is your relationship to um, Ludwika? What's the rank or the bonds?
I have us at
For
a
me,
3. Yeah, I don't know what Eric has us at.
Yeah, to
I have a
Ludwika.
3.
You have
To
three.
Ludwig, I have a 3.
Okay, so you're at a +6 roll, +6 total, -1 die to this roll.
6
You
minus
are trying to evade my attack, basically. I'm gonna roll first. Are you ready?
crew wits is what I assume I'm doing.
For piloting.
Yeah.
Or I would be, well, depends. Like I'm also okay with vigor, you know. But wits works well for piloting, trying to pick the right course. Yeah, that's what I ask. Like, what does it look like? What is it that you're relying on to be successful?
No, I think it's definitely a crew
I have
wit
2 skills.
based on what I was describing.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, here's my roll.
Jeez.
Okay. I am going to 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep 3 dice. So what is that? 10, 16, 22. I have a 22.
Okay. I have -1 die, but plus
6 total.
6. So I'm only at 4d6 plus 6. Make sure I'm doing my math or my typing right. Yeah, that. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any saga points. I have 1 saga point. Did I get one when you rolled?
No, my dice don't
I
count.
didn't think so. I didn't think so. I only have 1 saga point. I can't make a 22.
That's not
Well,
bad though.
do
If you
you
can use one, that gets us to 19.
Yeah. Is that
That's
worth
even
it? Is it a difference situation right now?
Oh yeah, I'm
Like
trying
a
to blast you out of the
different.
sky.
So sorry, that still doesn't answer my question. Do it.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to blow you up so the difference 100% matters.
so the difference matters. Okay. Then yes, I will use my 1 saga point to make it a 19.
Okay. Well, to make it oh right, because you have the plus 6, so 19 versus 22.
Yep.
All right, you only take 3. Well, the ship takes 3, right?
Right.
Okay, so
So the
let's
ship has
hop
more
over.
than 3.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got plenty. Let's pull this up. The Vulcan Blue.
Damage from something last time? Why does it say my health is only 3 on my character sheet?
You did take damage. A lot of people took
Oh,
damage last
that's
time.
cool.
From either getting knocked around on the ship or something else. There's a
Sure.
lot of different things that happened last time that caused damage to it. All right,
Sure.
you managed to hit the accelerator just at the right time as the drone just clips the back tail, spinning you slightly but you manage to pierce through down into the atmosphere before you get into a full-on firefight with it. So you make it down safely. Now you're coming down to land towards the what we're now calling them crab tars. How far away do you want to land? Like you just want to land right in the middle of what they're doing and just be like, "Hey!" Or
Is there a place to do that safely without just landing on top of them?
yeah, you want to land really close.
Yeah, I want to be
Sure.
like, we're here. We're here now.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So, very much like the classic, we come in peace.
Okay. All right. We'll land first. All right. So, give me a true vigor. You need to beat a 12. As you're landing, a gravity well flips not too far away from you. Ooh.
What do I need? Do I need a 9? Because I can't do that.
No, you needed a 12.
Okay. I'm really bad at listening to numbers tonight, apparently.
Okay. That's all right.
Hey.
Hey, but you got a saga point if you want it.
Uh-huh.
All right. The MV Plunder Donkey is now down to 16 hull. If you check under there, I've been taking that down. As it rocks, as you kind of crash down to a harder landing than you want to. Uh, as now that you're down closer, the mounds that you saw from up there, the smaller mounds, are about between 3 and like 6 feet tall and about like 10 feet wide. The one larger mound is about like 20 feet tall and about 60 or 80 feet wide, but it's packed under this red dirt, the earth, the brown red kind of dirt that's all cracked. You manage to land far enough away from a magma bloom that you're not no danger to the ship. Two of the crab tars lift themselves from their kneeling situation and start to come two of them comes towards the ship as the other ones scurry away into the smaller little mounds. Royce is like, well, I'm not talking to him. Get out there, go earn your money. Lycia like gives a little chuckle.
Oh, lost you there.
Like Lycia gives a little chuckle as Royce goes like, well, I'm not talking to him. Get out there, earn your money.
I think this is where
Yeah.
Gareth shines. Have you settled down from that? Like, are you still gripping the leather? Are you good, Gareth? Can you go talk to them?
I'm fine. Yes, of
You
course.
seemed a
I'll
little
make first
rattled.
contact. No, no. Uh, I had all the faith in you, Ludwig. Of course. That's why we're such a great team. Now I'll do my part and talk to these native spirits. I hear
Whoa.
one now. Oh, they bark.
Oh, okay. They bark now.
Barking crab people. Sounds like my dad during a football game. Hey you. Quiet. Hush. Be a good girl. She says. I'm glad I went and got the dog now that I have to talk. Go see Lady. I'm supposed to
I'll come get her.
role play. This could be it. Whatever I get the dog to do, can we count that for the crab people?
Yes.
Crab people, down. Lay down, crab people. They're just looking at me funny.
Yeah.
There. Good. Lady has treats. Go get them. Go help Lady.
I think it's pretty funny that it's Mr. Crystal that probably has the best odds of talking to him, but
Yeah. I say is the sort of little ramp drops down. I sort of picture it sort of, Millennium Falcon, you're like the little comes down. Yeah, Mr. Crystal's the first one off. He's got his blaster across his back, his hands wide open. He's just gonna open up with a hello, friends.
the two that came out, as you come out, one of them you see has got like kind of brown tatters around and like lots of like cords and fetishes hanging from its neck. And one of them is a half tarnished like kind of necklace thing that has like if you take a good look at it, it's kind of like shaped like that, like some sort of claw or talons, something like that. Okay. While the other one has a staff that has like kind of moss hanging from it as it comes down. You come in peace. They look up and they chitter back at you. Um, let's see now. You're an Iliad. Let's go with uh does anyone have a universal translator? Did anyone take that? I don't think they did. Okay. Royce actually goes like they they say that I think I can't quite tell. He comes down the ramp behind you. Is like, can you understand him?
No, but I'm smiling.
Royce comes down and is like, it's like an old, uh, there is Gortu, but it's like a really old, undeveloped pigeon type. I'm not quite sure what it is. Uh, but they say, welcome, travelers from the stars. Perhaps you'd like to break bread. That's not the right word. With us. They want to break something with us.
I will let's see, do we have anything? Do they look like they brought gifts or they're just walking over?
But they just walked over.
Um,
And they both
I'm gonna,
seem to be kind of talking over each other.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try maybe what would it be? Would it be maybe inquiry panache to try to get a read on the situation between these
Yep,
two?
100%. Yep, that'd be great. Uh, kind of easy. We'll put it at a 9.
Okay. Well, I'm the wrong person to be trying this, so it may not be particularly easy. Hey,
Oh,
11.
easy. Not a problem. Um, you by doing the panache and passing that, you are starting to pick up the little kind of clicks and chitterings. You're starting to pick up on the language the more you hear it. It is fairly underdeveloped, um, but you're following along well enough. The one with the staff seems to be the leader. The one with the medallion seems to be the advisor. And there is definitely a word in there that you're hearing doesn't really have a translation, but the one with the medallion is saying that this is a sign from uh, 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 from Demru.
Hmm.
And the leader, the staff, this kind of yes, waves him off, more or less. Their names, just so we can stop referring to him that way, is Quinn is the elder speaker, and Chot is the like spiritual advisor is the best way to say it. So you got Quinn and Chot. And just to make this easy, because communication in this world is pretty ridiculous, right? Everyone's got some sort of base of translator, let's say, right? So you can kind of pick it up. You may not get every nuance, but you can kind of get across what they're trying to say. And they have uh, very graciously asked you to come in to break something with them. And like
What
it's
could
like bread,
possibly
but
go
it's not
wrong?
bread.
Yeah. Let's um I'm gonna look at Gareth Carr to see if he's down with going with them to whatever it is we're about to go do.
Can I try to get a read on these things?
Yeah, like
Like,
how do you mean?
I want to know how dangerous I think they would be. I
Okay.
want to see if they're like, come and break bread, but we're actually going to break your legs and eat you. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
do I think there's something sinister happening?
Sure. You want to do more for intention more than anything else. Yeah. So give
Yeah.
me an empathy panache inquiry. I'll just put it at 9 as well. Because they're alien species, right? You're not quite sure what you're looking for.
Well,
Okay.
welcome to the points.
Hey, thanks. Okay. Um, you don't get the sense that they are violent. Like it doesn't seem like they're, at least to them anyway, are asking you to do anything crazy. They call you travelers from the stars. Either they've seen other travelers from the stars. They're not crazy, like intimidated or anything. They're just like, oh, people came here from the stars and we're going to welcome them. But you got from, I don't know if you caught this part, but one of them is the leader, one of them's the spiritual advisor. And the leader is much more about, hey, come in, let's see everything. The spiritual advisor is more like, this is a sign from Demru.
Yeah, I
Lost
lost you
you there.
there. The spiritual advisor did what?
Oh, said, this is a sign from Demru.
Sure.
And you have no idea what
My
Um,
lord,
Demru
my
is.
lord is so bad. Yeah, Milo is. Yeah.
Yeah, you need the lore person here right this second for this, unfortunately. But so you've been invited, right? So I assume you follow down. Who's going to come with you? Who do you want to come with you into these scenes? Goldine would probably be useful, but also incredibly squishy. Um, Mixie, incredibly not squishy, but I can't imagine helpful. Maybe the opposite of so. Royce seems to be able to handle himself, might be okay. Lycia obviously can handle herself, probably fine.
I'm just wondering if we can send some of the people towards. Well, are we going towards where we think is the concentration of what we are looking for? Like,
Yeah, so the ping of the energy reading, the smaller one, is from inside the larger landform.
and that's where we're headed towards.
That's where you're at right now. So
Yeah.
you got these little mounds over here, big mound over here. They've met you kind of somewhere in the middle, and they're trying to lead you into towards the small mounds to break quote unquote bread with them.
Sure. Yeah. I don't. We might as well all go, right?
Mhm.
Who's all like all seven of you? No one's gonna
Well,
stay back with the ship?
Maybe
if
leave Mixie and Goldine back with the ship.
yeah, if Goldine can stay on the ship and do more readings and try to get more specifics about stuff, and lock herself in there so that she doesn't get attacked by, or he doesn't get attacked by things, and Mixie can kind of be there just in case to stomp.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
Goldine is incredibly crushed not being able to go on his first adventure ever, but he will listen to you.
I
And
can live
he's
with his disappointment. Yeah. Yeah.
he is excited though that he gets to that Mixie is with him. He is happy about that. Okay. All right. So then the five of you head out, being led towards you. And the two crab tars that are walking away, they don't. They seem totally oblivious that you might attack them from behind. And the leader with the staff is kind of like talking, like chittering away, talking about like, oh, and over here is this, over here is over this. Yes, you are must be brave space travelers to come this far. We thought we had been abandoned, but we're so happy to see that there are others. So glad of you to be here. He ushers you under one of the longer, smaller mounds where there's a couple other crab tars in there. You're not quite sure if they're like servants or broodmates or whatever. But now that you're close to these things, yeah, they're basically crabs, right? Um, but with the upper half of like these humanoids, they're stubby, covered in incredibly thick rock formations. And you think that's what's keeping them, one, seemingly immune to the gravitational changes on this planet, in two, impervious to the uh, damage from lava. And they seem to have very intricate patterns. Like you go up to these little mounds and you see they have all these very delicately carved out trenches that lead away. And as you kind of figure out as you get there, that most of this planet is just ashen top from like maybe from previous explosions that have washed over here. And these guys seem fine. Um, but they lead you down and they have a table on there, no chairs because they don't use them. They offer you to a table, like please come sit down. And the one of the people starts to bring in these kind of bowls. And it's gonna be like kind of this weird kind of red, not fungus isn't the right word. Um, red soft coral is the best description that I can give you. And it's like this kind of bright orangish color or whatever. As they sit down, I was like, please come, have a delicacy of our planet. Um, they sit down, and you see Chort and Quinn exchange a look from each other. As they're like, please, Please come eat. Quinn does most of the speaking, and Chort will butt in every once in a while, trying to be one-upping him. It seems like in the conversations. What do you do? Do you want to? It's I'm handing the scene over to you guys. Tell me what your goals are of the scene, and let's do it.
I want to connect. I'm gonna try the food. I'm gonna listen to them. I'm gonna try to ask questions. I'm just gonna engage.
Okay. Your goal is to.
I don't know what the others are looking for, but that's where Mr. Crystal's coming in.
You're just trying to like. So your goal is to get their trust.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what Mr. Crystal's working on. How about you guys? Lidwicka? Gareth Carr?
I mean, yeah, I think I'm along for the ride, making sure we don't offend and that we're able to do what we need to do so we don't make
Well,
an enemy as we try to drill there.
okay. So your goal is to get like mining rights, right?
Kind of,
Like,
yeah.
hey, is it okay if
Or at least
we
not to create animosity.
Yeah, so Mr. Crystal's trying to be like overall, let's bond to get a friendship. And you're
Sure.
specifically asking, hey, we want to do drilling over here. Is that cool? Okay. Gareth Carr?
Uh, I'm just trying to get all the information that I can get, right? Like, I want to know their relationship to the planet, uh, what they know about the resource, um, what are their numbers are, like tactical kind of stuff. I guess is what I want to try to glean from this.
Okay. Got it. All right. Sounds good. All right. Who here is eating the coral? We'll call it Mr. Crystal. Anyone else? Ludwika?
Hmm.
I'm gonna pick at it, but I'm not actually gonna eat any of it.
Okay. What about Royce and Lycia? Lycia is not going to, but she's going to do a very good job of like palming it. Like, so good.
Yeah,
What about Royce? What's Royce gonna do?
I bet Gortu have like iron stomachs. Like these guys eat lava for breakfast. Literally, like can be
Y-
a problem for them, whatever
Yeah,
it is, right?
yeah, they are fire touched. I think that's what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fire touched. So yeah, they're he's probably in. Okay, yeah, sounds
Go
good.
for it.
All right, you see Royce kind of just launch into like, oh, it's good. It's got the good burn in it. All right, everyone who ate has to give me a valor
Hey, Sally.
12 vigor.
Valor 12.
So sorry. So vigor, valor, target number 12.
Oh my gosh. Can't roll anything
Hmm.
today. I will use saga points to make it. Now back to 0 saga points.
So you hit 12. You spent the saga points on it. Yep. Okay. All right. So you're at 0 saga
16.
points. All right. And then Aaron, you gonna spend a saga point?
Yep.
All right. I am painfully bummed that no one failed it, but no, good. Yeah, good for you guys. Great. I won't bother rolling for Royce. He's okay. Lycia didn't eat. Gareth Carr didn't eat. Okay. Um, as Chort seems most pleased with the people that obviously ate it, especially like Royce down is like Chort's most pleased is like, ah, blessed by Demru. Truly, you are one of his chosen children. Quinn sits there and just like you can tell that this talk from the spiritual advisor, he more or less kind of puts up with from the checks he has made before. Um, So I'm gonna start with Gareth Carr. You were asking like more of their like tactical information. Yeah, there's about 9 of them or so that live here. Their records don't go back that far for reading and writing. Um, as far as a history of the area, that's not really something that they do. They have a little bit of an oral history, where there's 9 of them. They don't have any weapons besides their powerful claws. They're not really claws, they're just hands. They're very strong with their hands, right? They're more tough than anything else to live out here, right? They will wrestle a steamander if they have to, but they will go out and harvest a magma bloom, let it dry out, grind it up into their favorite food, which is this stuff that you just ate. Which you those that passed, the burning sensation of it goes down, but they spice it with something else that you can't tell what it is. Either it's a spice that's native to the planet or something like that. There's something else in there. Um, a weird taste, but you're fine. You
Can I
know,
keep a little like to go doggy container of some? Is that a thing I can ask for
I
some to
am
go so I
fine
can analyze it under my microscope later?
if you. Yeah, you can absolutely grab a sample of this, and if you'd like to, instead of asking about the mining situation, you can do a like lore flora check on this if you want to.
We'll do it later.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Um, let's go with the friendship first, Mr. Crystal. Um, yeah, they're guarded. You think the best way to be able to form a friendship with this small group that you now know, this small gathering of group of people, is to impress one of them or insult the other person that you want to get into good standing with.
Mm, okay. What was the first option again?
They're the same option, just worded
Yeah.
differently.
Okay.
It's the old illusion of choice.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna work on Chot or Chort.
Chat.
And I want to talk religion. I want to figure out who this Demru person is, and start talking about the power of the weave and how important that's really the true power of the universe, right? So I'm thinking like go toward a convert movement eventually,
Okay.
but I want to figure out who this Demru thing is first, and
Okay.
then earn
Is
his trust by asking a lot of questions on that.
okay.
Authentically interested,
Okay.
but
So you're trying to
also
become more you're friends with Chad, not trying to talk down about Demru. No, this is a genuine check. Okay. All right. Give
yeah, genuine
me.
check. Although I may eventually put my finger on the convert button, but for now I'm just trying to really get to know him a little bit.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds good. Now that you've got Chot and you're speaking with him, you see he's got a little bit of they're all kind of red clay kind of color. He has the edges of his markings on his body are like darkened black with little seams of gold. You think maybe that run through them. And as he's talking, you give me a check, roll your dice, and I will try and not be persuaded by you.
So is let's see, what would that look like? Um, is it more of like
Well, are you doing it in a friendly way or more of a commanding way? About like, tell
friendly?
me of your
Friendly.
god.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not quite sure what that would be. I mean, I guess maybe charm. I'm not good at that though.
Just because you're not good at it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
No, no. Yeah, maybe like a charm mysticism kind of thing, like trying to like really connect at that level because it's important to him.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that's Bond, right? Yeah, charm
Yeah.
mysticism is Bond. Yeah.
100%. 100%. I love it. Let's go. Let's see what I got. Oh,
Well, I
buddy.
got some saga points anyway.
Yeah. You did. I assume you didn't spend any, right?
Uh, and no, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I got an 8. All right. So you do not outright gain his trust, right? But he is more than happy to talk about Demru. Demru, the all-being, the planet Demru, who lives in the volcano, whose strong powers control the moving of lesser people getting thrown into space. Demru, who sees all and will judge all. Those who do not belong will be fed to Demru. You're getting this kind of like vengeful god vibe for sure. When you bring up the weave in essence to him, he's just like, I have not seen any evidence of this essence. I have seen Demru, and Demru's power is a terrible power. Um, he's pretty into you talking to him though, and not talking to Quinn. So you got that going for you, which is nice. Okay, now Ludwika, you're probably who are you going to talk to about getting the mining rights? I assume Quinn, but you can talk to Chad if you want to.
Yeah, whichever one I feel like.
Yeah, Quinn's the leader.
Yeah, yeah, then definitely Quinn.
Okay. Um, okay. So, how would you like to try and convince him to get mining rights that it's okay to go ahead?
I think I am going. I mean, mechanically, I'm going to use a charm wits to make it like a dealings. Is your example there?
Yep, great.
And I'm just gonna try to negotiate, just giving some like international law kind of thing. Um, giving some like precedent, trying to be like conversational, but like
Sure.
telling stories of like things that kind of set a precedent for what we're asking of them. Uh, telling stories about what we think we're going to accomplish if they allow us to do this. Uh,
Okay.
the
Yes.
benefits of letting us do this, and I'm happy to negotiate so that they get something out of it too, based on the results. I'm happy to make sure they get something back.
Okay. You're talking to Quinn, and Quinn just sits there and just nods, and every once in a while scratches his chin, stamps his staff a couple times, and he goes like, "You went in the temple." Oh, well, no one goes to the temple. Uh, I
I
don't know
don't.
what I don't know what international laws. I don't know what that means.
Weird. Planetary, interstellar. What I guess what words? Yeah. Either
Yeah,
way,
like you're telling him all this
not a
stuff, and he's like,
Yeah.
"We know that there's space travelers, but
Right.
like travelers amongst the stars, but like your laws do not mean anything to me. Um,
Fair.
you want into the temple. No one goes into the temple. Not
I don't
it is not forbidden. It's just no one goes into the temple. It's not
understood.
possible.
I don't think we were aware there was a temple involved in what we were asking. Um, is there another area nearby where we could drill instead, or is that the only place where what we're looking for would be found?
For the case where you're trying to get the energy, the only two places are what you now know as the temple or the volcano. Those are the only two places
It's
with
like a
it.
single, like it's not like a spread out. Like you drill here, you're not getting it. It's
Yeah.
basically where.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, the volcano is a little bit more spread out, but it's also crazy over there. Over here, it's a little bit more pinned down to one smaller location, and it's in the temple. Um, Chot overhears something about like when Quinn says the temple, and Chot's just like, the temple must never be entered. It is Demru's by right. No one goes in there. By pain of death. There's a vengeful death that will appease only Demru if one goes into the temple. And like Quinn is just sitting there like listening to Chad go on about this, and Quinn's just like and turns to you and goes like, "There's no way to get into the temple." But he seems very pleased that everyone's eaten and everything, and he's like,
I would like to try to do an auto inducer on Quinn to talk more privately, I guess.
"Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that just by putting your hand on him." Okay, and
Basically, just to be like, is there no way into the temple at all? Or is it Chot? Is that his name? Chot?
Chot,
Chot?
yeah, it's Chot,
Chot? Or is
Chot,
Chot
and Quinn.
keeping everybody out?
Um, you auto-induce that message into him after touching you, and he recoils back. And the only thing that you really hear once you do that is a yell coming back to you, going like, "Warlock!" Is he like Warlock talking in my head? And like he says it both in auto-inducer and out loud as he like just stumbles back, and he's like, "Well, I don't know what kind of like I I don't know what powerful magics you have on you, star travelers, but the meal is over. You may spend the night in your," and he points towards your ship. He's like, "Towards your sky cart, and be gone by the morning. This is not safe to travel right now." He tells you that the way the planet is turning over, the sun's going to start hitting the parts of the volcano, which is then going to make it even more hot, which then releases poisonous gases. Insanely dangerous. This environment is incredibly toxic. Um, but he's like, "Stay, but on the morrow you must leave." And he goes to try and dismiss you.
I apologize for any offense I have caused. It is not magic. It is part of my being.
Okay. You It's like, "Leave my abode, warlock." Um, Royce is just like, "Oh, okay. I guess we need to get back." He's got puts his little face mask thing on, heads back out towards the ship. As you get up to leave, you notice you don't see Lycia anywhere. Um, and you head back to the ship?
Y- which one of the crab tars is near? Is it Chot that's walking us back, or is it Quinn?
Probably Chot would walk you back. Yeah, Quinn's freaking out, not happy with what happened. It's crazy double magics.
Uh, I'm going to take a gamble here. Um, would you? My friends need to go back. Could you and I continue our conversation?
Chad goes like, I'm sorry. It is the time of slumbering. If we do not rest during these times, we are overcome by the vapors.
How long do you rest for? We'd like to talk to you again soon.
12 hours. That's the cycle of the sun going around.
And have you, as we're getting close, and have you seen my friend Lycia, the yeah, describe her with the suit and everything? Yeah.
What? He turns and scampers away, chittering loudly. "Intruder! There's an intruder on the loose."
Oh,
uh, as
oh, between the mind witch and me calling out our friend who wandered off. Yeah, it was going great.
We're doing a really good job.
Masterfully done, I might add. This is great. Um, So yeah, you get back to the ship. He's run off. Like, do you want to try and tackle him, leave it be, or what? Because Royce is just like, what the?
Oh,
Can I see the temple?
I mean, yeah, the wind kind of kicks up a little bit with the swirling thing. Yeah, it's not that far away. Maybe like a football field.
Can I teleport to it
If you can see it, yeah. Give me a
in the
saga
chaos?
point. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any saga points. Oh, I have one. Why do I have one marked? I thought I didn't have any. Let me go back through our rolls. I thought I used my last one. No, because then I rolled a 5, a 3, and a 1, and I needed a 12, so I didn't spend the one I received. I want to use while they're all distracted. I'm gonna go to that temple and see what's happening.
Okay. All right.
I will touch Gareth and let him know, like, I'm going to the temple. And then I just vanish. And I reform at the temple.
You're going who in the what?
All right, Gareth Carr, Mr. Crystal, you're now finding yourselves beside yourself with Royce. With Royce is starting to see the sunlight starting to come up all along the horizon. Is like, we best be getting inside, boys. It's gonna get hot out here.
Will the shuttle be able to keep us safe?
Oh yeah, the drop shuttle's great. And like you're trying to remember like how you fit in there beforehand, then go sit in there for 12 hours. Does not sound great.
But we could put Atmo in like the cargo bay area that's empty still, right?
Oh, if you know someone that can do that.
I mm,
I mean, it's you're talking to Royce. Royce is the head mechanic. Royce is like, well, maybe with a little bit of help, I might be able to do it. Yeah.
got away for 12 hours. I don't have to, but I don't want to go out there by myself either. And where did and Lycia? This is a whole fucking thing. Let's get back to the shuttle, and uh, I'm sure Lubick is going to be fine.
Probably.
All right.
Probably.
We're gonna
You
go
know,
to just Ludwika.
I'm getting back, but I'm getting there.
Yep. All right. You go to just Ludwika. You teleport over to the entranceway of the temple, or where you think is the entry, or whatever. And so it's a large mound, right, with a little kind of area that's been kind of with the way that the wind goes and the ash and stuff is that it's a place that has to keep getting cleared, right? And
Mhm.
it stands about 20 feet tall, and this kind of doorway is about 8 feet tall, maybe 10 feet tall, and like 15 feet wide. And you're like kind of looking at it, and you're like, why in the world, as you get closer to take a look at it, this door is ceramic plasteel, a material that you have not seen anywhere else on this planet. It's not in any of their equipment. Their stuff is made of ash and rock and
Mhm.
dirt, right? This is metal. This is plasteel, some of the strongest known ceramics of like vessels, spacefaring vessels are made out of this stuff, right? And
Hmm.
it is not smooth. It's got some different kind of pattern, like kind of the wavering, the that's not the right word, kind of curved over, as if it was made for this type of atmosphere, right? Until it gets down to a central area about this big, and you look at it, and it is in the same shape as a kind of talon or claw shape. And you recognize, like, wait a minute, this is a company logo. This is not a religious thing at
Yeah.
all. This is a company logo.
Do I recognize the logo?
I don't know. You tell me. Would you like to?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Yeah, 100% is the Raven Tech logo.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to do an untold story?
Yes, I would like to do an untold story.
Okay, so tell us where we're at in your story and a direction that maybe you want it to go, but you don't have to.
Sorry, I'm making notes to myself. Raven
Yep.
Tech logo on a quote unquote temple. Um, I think. Oof. My brain says that these crab tars are some kind of experiment. But how that has to do with me, I'm not sure. I might have just done my own twist there more than anything.
hmm No, no, that works out just fine because it's your untold story. And something I forgot to do is that we'll do maybe at the end is that on your untold story, your fifth chapter, we'll have to write down what your goal of your untold story is.
Okay.
So, like, like if I'm an orphan, my goal is to find my parents or find out where they're from, right? And so all these other steps are to get to that goal. And that's what the chapter 5 is going to be about, getting that goal. Doesn't mean you've solved it, right? You can redo something else for your next untold story. But like, what do you think your untold story is? You were part of some illegal genetic engineering, right? What is your
Hmm.
goal? Is your goal to stop that? To stop the company that's doing that? Or is your goal to clear your name of any wrongdoing?
I mean, I think both. I definitely think there's an exposing them element
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
100%. That's like the number one thing.
Okay, great.
But I
So
definitely think trying to keep my name clear in the middle of that is also important to me.
sure. Like you can
But
do both, right?
exposing them is number
Yeah,
right.
the main goal is to expose Raven Tech. Love it. Perfect. So here you go. This is I think your second thing where you found
One. Why do I only have one? I think
or
you
it's your
established
first
that
one.
Eric had one written for me,
Yeah, I think maybe it
but that
was
was
written for you,
about
but
razor
yeah,
thing.
I'm kind of throwing that out.
I'll put it razor
So
wing DNA if that's okay. I think it
yeah,
was like part of Eric's story, but it just had to do with me. I don't know.
yeah.
Anyway, make it number two.
Okay. All
Grab
right.
tars.
So you are saying Raven Tech has something to do with the crab tars.
The
They're
fact
making
that they
them
exist
that they
100%.
even exist. All right. Does anyone have all right, let's go around to do twists on this. You're a crab tar. No. Okay. So I was gonna use maybe part of this as a twist later on, but you already kind of put it together. So I need to come up with something else. What's a good twist?
I also was acknowledging on my untold story spot on my character sheet. It says my character trait is that I'm cautious, and yet I just went off to this temple all by myself without even thinking about it. I think it's cautious in relationships, not cautious is what
Yeah.
it should be. But
Sorry, I had to step away for a second there. What was the twist that you found? I'm sorry.
oh, at the temple, there was like a symbol on the door that was in fact the Raven Tech company logo, not like a god symbol. And so I gave my own twist of the crab tar's existence is related to Raven Tech and genetic experimentation.
Okay, so I think okay. Let's make a good one here. By entering, by opening this door, the twist is that it will send a signal to Raven Tech.
Mm. No matter, okay, sorry. I'll let other people do twists. I'm saying no matter what, a question I was about to ask is if since I kind of like snuck off and I like ran away and didn't like quit or anything, do I still have credentials of some kind that I could
Ooh,
cheat my way in
maybe.
and then would it send a signal if I was able to like fake credentials? Anyway, that can be a question
Yeah,
as we hear more twists.
that might be a
I
roll later.
I kind of want to add on that a little bit. Uh, yes, you can get in, but that it's gonna send a signal out to them. There's no way you can stop that. You do know how to set a self destruct on the facility, though, and it's a one way trip, and you're not sure that you can be able to set that self destruct and still get away in time or not. But you could blow the whole thing up, and Raven Tech is done on this planet, but you might not survive it.
I like the idea of introducing as canon that you know that this is taught like during your like showing you around the office or whatever is like don't do that. Like every Raven Tech building or facility
That's the big red button that
has
you don't.
a yeah, yep. And they
And
tell you
it's
like
a code.
yeah, and
It's
they
your
always
company number plus your initials,
yeah.
and that's how you set the self destruct.
But it has to be
Now,
a code of at
let's
least
talk about
16,
benefits.
16 characters, and one of them has to be a capital letter.
Yeah, yeah, and they always tell the reasoning is like, we work with chemicals and stuff like that. Like we may need to clear it. All right, yeah, I like that a lot, but it's insanely risky, right? Especially this facility has been here for so how long, you know?
Who knows?
My twist is you realize that the crab tars were not originally crab tars. Raven Tech is doing other kinds of they're doing what's like elastic DNA that evolves very rapidly in the world, and they just put these things here just to see what's going to happen, like cruel corporate nonsense where they just let them evolve at random and at wild. And so these weren't crab tars before, they were something else. Is that a bad? I don't know if there's anything that's really complex about that. Like, yeah, that's not too complex. That's just a little interesting factoid. Um, no, actually, the crab tars were originally. Oh no, no, we're doing this differently. These were Raven Tech employees, and they were put here with a twist to their DNA so that they would evolve to be like better suited to their environment. So these were like people you knew.
Can I add a twist?
Yes.
One of them is that colleague who
Yes.
blew the whistle first.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
But how will I recognize this person? Can I recognize this person?
Mm,
Do they have any memories of before they were put here?
I
Obviously, if they
don't
think
know.
Raven Tech is like a god,
So
I
those are your twists. What would you like?
I like all of them. Can I take all of them, please?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That was really good. That was really good. Now, according to my notes, this is the first Unity point, right?
We had some last time, I
I
thought.
have one listed.
One. Okay. And that was from
My
your
track has
you because
3. I'm really bad at tracking that though, so I wouldn't trust mine.
yeah,
Is it from my untold story?
Gareth Carr did an untold story, right?
So we got two.
Yeah, you got two. Um, yeah. And you're about to get a third one here, I think. Well, maybe, I've got it marked. I'm waiting for it. Okay. Yes. So write
Oh,
those
sorry,
down.
I'm thinking about all the implications of this. Like, if I get caught by Raven Tech, this is 100% where I'm ending up. Like, you don't get killed. You don't get your memory wiped. You come
No.
here and become a
Yes.
crab tar.
Crab tar.
This is my future if I get caught by Raven Tech today.
I assume there's also really horrible planets where they're doing the same thing, right? Like the planet with just barely enough oxygen to survive, and they try to see the capacity of lungs that can, do it the longest. Like there's just absolutely dozens, like a dozen torture planet scenarios. Once again, we are such an uplifting group. Like the horrible things we come up with for each other.
Did
God.
you say the playtest group at our house was super funny and everything was very light and funny and enjoyable and we're very dark.
You play to the area that you want to have fun in, right? So that's what I love about this. It's flexible. All right. You are coming to all these realizations as you see the Raven Tech symbol is the key doorway to get in.
There's
And
no, like, air vents or anything like that?
this is the place to get in, and you might be able to hack it to get in. You hear a voice not far away from you. Hey, I think that's the only way in. We need to get back to the ship, I think. I went around the hole around the outside of this place. It's buttoned up tight. As you look over your shoulder, you see Lycia.
When you say buttoned up tight, like, there's literally no holes, no air vents, no anything? Also, did you go on top?
I did. I did. It's all just one, like, unless we drill into it, we can't get to the surface. All this, as you look at the door, like, has been cleared off, possibly for decades.
So if this is like a is it a traditional keyhole situation or it's like an electronic something?
It's an electronic
In
thing,
case you can
and
tell, I'm fishing for anything where I could use my amorphous ability to squeeze through a small space and get myself
yeah,
in
no.
without alerting Raven Tech. Okay.
No, no, no way. The only thing that might be able to get you in is, well, you've probably seen the key,
I know
you
how to
think.
get in. I just need to weigh the implications of getting in.
Yeah. Uh, Lycia's
Okay.
like, come on, we need
Nope.
to make it back before they see us.
Yep.
As you um as you manage to track back, she's very light on her feet. This is her element, and you assume this is actually you've never really seen Gareth Carr get into this type of element before either. But this is where the survival mode kicks in. Able to find the shadows in the right spot. Um the kind of hardened skin that's able to withstand physical pains in different areas that probably shouldn't, walking on hot sand, able to make it back to the ship before it comes around. Um, I am actually, because you've got Lycia with you, Lycia is able to skirt around one person kind of looking for you, one of the crab tars, make it back into the ship as you button up tight before it. You're now all back together. It is 9 o'clock. Um, what would you like to do?
I'm going to bring my sword I'm looking for the covenant members into this information that I've just gleaned that I can get us into the temple. But we need to have a plan if I do so.
I do want to point out real quick that you have your old ID stuff,
Okay.
but it may not work.
It may not work. It may have been disabled. I get the idea.
Yep,
But I
but
might be
it
able to
is a
like hack it or manipulate it in a way that could get me
yes.
in. Okay.
We're pretty sure that Trot's necklace is like the key to get in, though, right?
She
Like,
describes the size of it and everything,
yeah, like the
and
thing
you're
hanging
like,
on.
Either
"Yeah,
way, whether I hack it or we get that, like Razor Tech is gonna Raven Tech Raven Tech is gonna know. They're going to be alerted, so we gotta move fast when we get in there.
Uh, we do have a universal key, and that's this massive drill that's part of our ship. If we just drill through the top of this
Also
thing,
true. Also true.
You're not wrong, but
I mean,
how are the crab tars going to allow that?
I'm not sure the crab tars can do anything about it, honestly.
Also probably not wrong.
But
Um, do I have like credentials that have that Raven Tech logo on that I could pull some type of like, I come from your god, and like he commands that I enter the temple. He commands that I drill into the temple from above.
I'm gonna say you have an ID of like that. Sure.
Something that
Has a
I can
little
pull. I mean, maybe somebody with better panache than me, but oh, I like let you guys know, like I do have this thing that matches their door of their temple, so we might be able to bluff our way in.
Let's just say we can get in. Like our goal, because we believe that there are traces of what we need to mine inside of it, correct? Uh,
There might be evidence against Raventech in there that I might want.
so, but one way or the other, we got to drill through it, right? If we want to take it. And I'm not feeling like particularly a whole lot of empathy towards these poor creatures that evidently, I mean, unwittingly turned into monsters to be able to see if they survive this planet, right?
I mean, I think you should feel some empathy for them, but I also don't know if there's any going back. But that's what I kind of hope to find inside. I don't want to kill anybody in the process. Like they are my colleagues.
We need to sneak you inside.
Sure, I would like to go inside, please. Yes.
All right, we'll sneak you inside. I don't know how yet.
I also
If
don't know
that's
how.
what you need to do.
Well, we can drill inside and I can just go in, but like I need to see this place intact before or like without drilling through all the potential evidence.
Is there a chance that if, as we are trying to drill inside, that Raven Tech might just explode it themselves to keep us from finding things?
That's a good question. Do they have the ability to just self-destruct remotely?
You haven't heard of it.
Probably.
You haven't heard of them doing anything like that, so you're not quite sure. You are in a remote part of space, though. There is that
So that
kind of
would take
bonus.
them some time to get here. Like they're not going to get here in an hour.
Yeah. The only reason you guys were able to get here in 24 hours is that you guys had a ballista on standby, right? Like the Grand Alliance was like, "Hey, we're gonna have this ballista ready to go. Once we get the coordinates locked in, it'll take us 24 hours to do that." So it would be a private company refinding those coordinates and trying to get a hold of another way to get it there fast. Like the fastest ship would take weeks to get there, so they'd have to
So
get a
I
hold of
think we
another
would
ballista.
have a couple of days. Like we would minimum, probably like a week, but
Yeah.
minimum a couple of days from entering to Raventech's arrival. Unless they
Yeah.
have some type of like, sleeper agent on this planet, which I guess is a twist we could throw into this. Didn't we just encounter sleeper agents like on the ship we were just on that had like been there forever, but were activated when this thing happened?
Oh, yeah, that does sound right. Weird. Probably just a coincidence.
I shouldn't have mentioned that. So there might be some sleeper agents that are activated when we enter the temple.
We're not going to see the other crab tars for another 12 hours at this point.
Correct.
They
So those are your options. Like you can go out into the weather right now. The environment is incredibly harsh. You will need to make valor checks to get through it. Um, but you can do it for sure. You know crab tars are going to interfere with you for the next 12 hours.
which means if we're going to drill in, we might as well drill in now.
Yep. Let's do it.
You can also
Yeah.
hack in the front door, drill in from the top, or
How big is the drill? Like,
steal.
is it gonna fit through? You just gave me a pretty big door size. Is the drill gonna fit through that door if I open it?
Uh, well, first let's just try and get in, see what you
Okay.
see, and then go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, we can drill in through the side, through the top, whatever. We can go underground and then drill and then go up. Like,
That crossed my mind too.
we got options.
Can't it doesn't tunnel like that sort of thing.
Like the foot
Can't
soldiers and
cartoon it.
Shredder and Turtles. It doesn't do
Yes.
that. Oh, I wanted to. What was it
No.
called? The Tetradome?
I'm gonna
Whatever it
say
was.
no because I don't want to deal with the lava, the layer lavas and all that.
Oh, that would have been so fun too. That's fine. We'll just do a boring drilling
I
from the
know.
air down. That's fine.
You hear the rocking of the planet as the volcano shows its upsetness. So, all right, the plan is to drill in from the top on the mound. That's the plan. At least to
Sure.
get a drop your way in as a way in. Okay,
Sure.
perfect. You're gonna do that right now. Do you guys want to keep going or do you want to call it? It's up to you.
I'm okay either way. I can keep going, or we can call it night. Either way is okay with me. Whatever you two are up for.
Feels like we
I
have a good momentum, but also that it could where we're at is like we stop now or we're going until midnight. Like
uh,
Uh, uh,
a
there's
couple
going to
scenes
be,
worth,
yeah, there's going to be stopping points as we go along here for sure.
sure.
I'm not going to just kill. Okay. So you kind of explained to everyone kind of what the plan is, and Royce is just like in communications for the most part during this 12 hours. It's a little spotty though. Back to the plunder donkey. So you're kind of on your own, not being able to communicate with Klaus or the actual really good fighter, Rose. Um, so you do a little hop from the ship over to the top of there. It that takes about an hour or two because the shuttle is not built for that type of maneuver, right? It's just to come down, drill, go back up. So you manage to do that, hop over there. You're the pilot, so I'm gonna need a 12.
12. And what did we say piloting was? Navigate.
Yeah.
Okay, so crew wits.
Yeah, you're trying to maneuver through this hellscape, basically.
What the heck?
So many
Well,
saga
you
points.
two of those to get a 12.
Do
Hmm,
you want to do that or no?
I mean, I need a 12, right?
Yeah, this is for damage on the ship, though, right? So you'll be able to
Uh,
get over there no matter what. This is just how damaged the ship is.
yeah, I'm not gonna spend it then, and I'm just gonna take the 3 saga points.
Okay. All right. So now this is down to. Oh, this is the drop ship. So no, I need to do. I did 6 on that one, so that's on 22. The hull on the drop ship is going to be quite a bit less, right? So 6, 8. I'm going to say the hull on the drop ship, which I'm going to put in there. And I should have made this more obvious, but now we know. As hull is all the way down to 4. Okay. Beyond that, systems start getting destroyed. Badness, right? Now Okay. You hop over there in the time, like you are not disturbed by anything, right? You see more activity from the steam manders out there, but they're not coming to attack you or anything like that. You see the magma blooms, actually very beautiful when they pop, kind of turn into this iridescent, floaty stuff as the gravity switches and carries it into a much larger explosion pattern, which that part's super scary. Um, you drill down and you get to you've made a hole into the top of this. You figure it's about a 20-foot drop, no big deal. You've got rope, you can figure it out. It's completely dark as the drill has been withdrawn. And Royce is sitting there looking down into the hole and he's going like, "Well, I'm not going. Um, we need will you need me to go with you or like I this part just seems like more like exploring. I can try and do some repairs on the ship if you like."
yes, do that.
Okay, I can do that.
Patch that
He
hole.
46. Oh my God. Wow. What am I, Ludwika? All right.
Hey. I mean, I've been rolling like a champ tonight, so yeah, no.
he he
Dice,
spends
I'd be taking them out. I'd be
yeah.
like, I'm done with these dice.
He failed pretty hard. So he's gonna work on it, but he's gonna be there for a couple hours and he's not gonna really get anything better, unfortunately. All right, so Royce is not going down. Royce is gonna stay on the ship. What about Mixie? Is Mixie getting is dropping down with you? Nope, no Mixie. What about Goldine?
Yeah, Goldine's going.
Okay. All right, Lycia?
Do we have a choice? She
Not
can do
really.
whatever she wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Lycia. Yeah. He's not really. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. Of course. Anywhere you go, you just can't seem
Where
to
you go?
keep your eyes off me though, Gareth Carr. It's getting a little unbecoming of someone. Uh, are any of you staying on the ship or gonna go down?
We're going
Oh, I'm
down.
going down.
I'm
Yeah.
going down.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, Royce is gonna be working on it. He is the one that knows how to operate the drill the best too. So if you get down there, all right. So you have like a glow stick or something, some sort of light source before you go down there. Who's going down first? Goldine is absolutely not going down first.
I will. And
Yep.
I want to look
I'm
for
going.
any sign that, even though we didn't use the front door, that the alert triggered.
Sure.
I'll go in.
Part of why I'm going. I know we have like at
Oh,
least a couple days before anything would happen, but I want to try to figure out if it triggered or not.
all right. Perfect. All right. You get the light source and you kind of shimmy your way down the rope into the middle. You land in the middle of this plasteel floor. The light illuminates kind of a central room that you're in, covered in a thick layers of dust. No one has been in here besides what the drill has just put down into. You don't see any footsteps or anything like that going on in here. Uh, Inside of this bunker, taking a look at it, you see every piece of tech has been shut down as and covered in dust. You think you might be able to, and I assume everyone else at this point has come down, um, kind of looking around, see what's going on. You think maybe with a little bit of work, you might be able to get some things back online. You find a laboratory that seems to have some spoiled experiments. You're not quite sure what you're looking at. There is life support equipment completely destroyed, like absolutely ripped apart. You're having to rely on your masks to keep a good um, oxygen source and whatnot. Wait on. And in another part of the room, you see a light being given off. It's in another room. The door is half broken off. Otherwise, it's kind of like this room is kind of like the bridge. Um, there's a officer's chair in the middle that would like do the communications back to wherever doing communications, but everything is shut down. And then there's like one of those submarine type vault doors that's like 15 feet in diameter, covered in dust, in written in any language known in the universe that you can guess on there that just says danger, do not enter.
Hmm.
All right, team. What would you like to do? This is we're entering into our dungeon fully on, so get out your 10-foot poles and what do you want to explore?